if you are approaching life with genuine authenticity and intention for good, that you're going to find good things.
Welcome to the Know Your Ship podcast, presented by eHub. I'm your host, Frank Dolce.
Do you go by Madeline Hamilton?
Yes.
Because on the website...
I know, it's a lot.
Becker,
it's a mouthful.
Hamilton.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Madeline Becker Hamilton is my driver's license name. So my Instagram is
Do
Madeline
people call
Becker.
you Maddie B? Like, is that a nickname?
My family calls me Maddie. So
I've
maybe
never
by the end of
called
the
you Maddie.
podcast, we'll be on that level.
I know. I hear a lot of people call you...
Maddie.
I hear a lot of people call you Mads.
Yes. Wow,
Yeah,
you
Mads.
do. You're deep digging. Any job I've ever had, I have become Mads at the office.
Really?
It
I'm not
doesn't
gonna
transcend the office. I'm Mads at the office.
It's so funny.
Every job.
Yeah, I think I would call you Maddie B,
You can call me Maddie B.
but I'm going to call you Madeline for this.
I appreciate you saying it correctly.
Madeline.
It's always
There was-
Madeline. Even if I introduce myself to someone, I shake the hand. I say, "Hi, I'm Madeline." It's repeated back, "Madeline, it's so nice to meet you." And I feel like I'm living a lie.
Do you run into that?
Like, who
We
am I?
pretend to be
regularly.
Madeline the whole
Regularly.
time.
So I appreciate you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's my pleasure. I have a last name that can be difficult for people, but it doesn't seem like it should be difficult. Dolce. Dolce. How would you say that?
Dolce?
Dolce.
Dulce. Is that what people say?
Yes.
Say?
Well, interestingly enough, I grew up in Southern California, and in Southern California, I still am Dulce. That's how I grew up.
Dulcie.
Okay.
When I came to Utah, somehow it became Dolce.
That's interesting.
And so now I'm
Are you Italian?
Dolce here. Half. So is Ellie.
You're a triplet.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Whitney, your name is not as interesting. I'm so sorry.
I'm Smith with everyone else in Utah.
Yeah.
It's my husband's fault. Yeah, Latin Smith.
Smith. Did you fight?
Interesting.
What's your maiden name?
Price. Whitney Price Smith doesn't really flow, so just dropped it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother is a Price. He can carry the line along.
Yeah, why not?
Carry the line.
Yeah.
I have 5 brothers, so they're carrying that.
Yeah.
So did you feel like you weren't really trading up or down with Price to Smith? It was just like
Literally the exact
It was a lateral.
syllables. Or exact same amount of letters. It's like it's Price Smith.
Yeah.
Same. It's like the
Great.
exact same. So
Okay.
no, not interesting.
Did you grow up in Utah?
Born and raised.
Which part?
Draper.
Right here?
Right, and I live in Draper right now. Different areas, but yes, my kids will go to the same school. It's really weird.
But that wasn't Corner Canyon. Which school?
No, it was only Alta at the time.
So your kids, you went to Alta.
I went to Alta, and my kids will go to Alta.
Oh,
Yep.
nice. The Hawks.
The Hawks.
Yeah.
I know. And Tosh, who's also, the other founder, her kids,
Natasha. Yes.
So her and I live on the west side of Draper. She lives in Sandy, Pepperwood.
Uh-huh.
But yet her kids will also, she has a son right now at Alta. They also go to Alta. And Tosh and I both went to Alta. I don't know.
Is it Alta or Alta?
I say Alta.
Yeah. I think when you're in
But I
Utah,
went
you
to
say
Alta.
Alta. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think when you come to the state from outside,
You say
then you
Alta?
say Alta.
I know.
But now I say Alta.
Yeah.
And I say hurricane because it's not hurricane.
Hurricane.
And how do you say Layton?
Layton.
I do too.
Layton.
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 Exactly.
It's not Layton.
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 Yeah.
It was a French.
Like, nope,
Yeah.
Layton.
And Madeline, you grew up in Texas.
I sure did.
Which part?
College Station. If you don't know sports, you probably
Wait,
don't
Texas
know it.
A&M.
You got it.
Of course.
Yep.
So are you an Aggie fan?
I am, but not as much as my mom. She is. She's the sports gal in the fam.
And how did you end up in Utah?
It's a long story.
Give me the Reader's Digest.
I went to college in Dallas. I went to an art school. Mm-hmm. And after school, I was not in a great mental headspace. I kind of needed a restart at life. And I had friends living in Salt Lake that had an empty apartment room or house room with their family. And they said, come live with us for the summer, get back on your feet, find yourself, free stay. I'm like, free rent. My student debt is a joke. How will anyone ever marry me? And so I said, sure, let's do it. I'd never been. I just loaded up my little Mazda like to the top and I drove out. And it's been like 12 years.
I should never went back.
Never left.
You never went back to Texas.
No, it was not in the bingo
You
card.
even left your accent there.
I left it behind. I kept the y'all. That's it.
I feel like you've lived like 9 lives.
I know.
Every time we do something, I'm like still learning more things about you. I'm like, well, I've known you for how many years now? 7, 8, 9? I don't know.
I feel like maybe there's another podcast in here somewhere. I mean, we're going to talk about Ivy City.
We'll see.
Roll it back on
But
that.
when you were like, you needed a reset, and then I was thinking, wait a second, we should really dig into that.
Oh, she's done a million things. Like she was a big YouTube was it blogging? It was blogging.
I was a blogger before Instagram.
Yeah, a blog
was a whole
before
thing.
Instagram, yeah.
Did you have a topic? Or
It was like fashion and art.
Okay.
If I showed you, you wouldn't consider it fashion or art. But at the time, it was. I was a Tumblr girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. I feel like when you have to survive, you adapt and you do a lot of things to make ends meet. So,
Yeah.
we played that game.
She's a hustler.
Awesome. I bet a lot of great life experiences.
We're still figuring that out.
Yes. Okay, so for both of you, has fashion always been a thing? Like, did you grow up feeling like I really gravitate. Yeah, I really gravitate toward this. And I know you're an accountant, formerly CPA. That doesn't seem like a match.
I know.
So tell me about. I'm curious about how you got here.
Do you want me to start first?
Yeah, you go.
Okay, I'll go first. So I think I'm an anomaly in my family too. I just have always had a really like strong personality, and I loved clothing, and I loved playing dress up and dolls, and I was always very girly. But for some reason, I loved math. It just like things in my brain. Like I remember, it's weird because I can remember friends' phone numbers and stuff in my brain still. I remember people's birth dates down to the date. Like my neighbors, I'm like, oh yeah, I have all your kids' birth dates memorized. Just numbers stick in there really well. I don't know what it is about that side of my brain. So when I was in school, I was just really good at math, and I'm kind of an overachiever in school. My husband's always like, you were the teacher's pet,
Not
weren't
just
you?"
in school.
Okay.
Not just in school.
It transferred over to
I guess. Yeah, my husband always teased me because he's like, you were for sure the teacher's pet in school. But I'm like, yeah, head down, listen, right? That's me still, right? Like,
Yeah.
put my head down, listen, and
In a
like,
great
zoned in. So I just found that I was really good at math, and so I just kind of leaned into that. And then went to school for it. And then Tasha, her and I have always we've always been very girly, loved fashion, things like that. Always been into, shoes and dresses and all the things. But she's such a creative, more that way. And I was always more like the business side. And so she asked me if I wanted to do a fashion business with her. And I was like, sure, that would be a great creative outlet, just since we always loved it. But neither of us went to school for fashion.
Oh, you didn't? And were you in an accounting career when she asked you to do this? And you and Natasha are lifelong friends. Is that true?
Yeah, we've known each other since middle school. We did drill team together in high school. We went to do a study abroad together. We lived with each other in college. And then Tosh got married a little earlier than I did. And she, hope she doesn't care to share this, but I feel like everyone knows. She got pregnant on her honeymoon. And so she had to have a baby.
It's a very, very Utah story.
So she started having kids a lot earlier. So I was set on my career path. And yeah, I went to school, got my master's in accounting, and then I went and worked for a CPA firm. And so I was doing that full time. And at that time I was 60 hours a week, working. And she was like, hey, do you want to start this? And I don't know why I said I would, because I didn't have the time for it. But I feel like everybody needs that creative outlet, even if they don't have the time for it, right? You make the time for things that you love and want to do.
Absolutely.
And at the same time, Tosh had also just had her third baby. She didn't have the time either. She was at home. Her husband was in grad school. She had 3 kids, and she was a hairdresser out of her home. And why did she want to start an online business?
Yeah. She went to cosmetology school, correct? Yes.
Yeah. So the timing's never right, but you follow your passion, something that interests you,
Okay, can you speak for her, even though she's not
will
here?
try to.
What was her inspiration? Why did she decide she wanted to start
She needed a creative outlet.
That was it.
I think
she just
felt like
needed
her
a creative
thing that was just hers. It wasn't
being a mom.
It wasn't being a mom or a wife or
serving other people,
working
doing their
for someone
hair.
else.
Yeah.
It was her.
She wanted something that inspired her, that let her creative, juices flow. And the reason she asked me to help with the business is because her husband literally said, that's great. I would love to support you in a business, but you got to go find someone that's not good at the things or is good at the things that you're not good at.
Oh.
And she's like, well, I know absolutely nothing about running a business.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're very similar, but also very different in that way. Yeah.
And so when you first talked about starting this fashion business, did you think of it as like a fashion business?
No.
Okay.
Straight hobby.
Okay. A hobby in terms of you were just going to make some dresses and
I think
try to sell them?
We were excited to make things and put stuff out there, but also we were inspired to put things out there that we wanted to wear. That we couldn't find. Like as new moms, I'm like, you either have like the moo style at that time. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like as a mom, I don't know. I remember her and I went shopping and we were in Nordstrom's and she was trying to find a dress for a cruise. And she's like, I hope it's okay to say this, but she's like, I don't really want my butt hanging out. I don't want it to be too short. I'm a mom. I have 3 kids at home, but I also don't want to look like I'm covered from head to toe.
Yeah.
So we just felt like there was no middle ground for that at the time. And her and I, that's literally what started the business is we were like, hey, we want to design stuff that we want to wear. So even if we just design a couple things and we get to wear it, like that was the point. That was fulfilling enough for us. It wasn't like, we literally told ourselves from the beginning, we're not having employees. And now we have like
things have
60 some employees. So yeah.
Okay. So it started out as
just a little creative outlet.
And you wanted to produce stuff that you could wear that you found wasn't. Well, I have that too. Like I go around and I was like, man, I wish this, but I am not starting a brand.
I know.
Maybe I should.
Maybe you should.
You should.
I mean, what are you doing right now? Building an empire.
Yeah.
It is. The Know Your Ship podcast is rated very highly.
Well, I'm sorry your ratings are about to drop.
5 stars in the world.
That's amazing. But you know what? Everyone has to start somewhere. It's just amazing. I think it's just trusting your gut and just going for it.
No. Do you think that is the biggest thing is just overcoming the fear of starting something?
Absolutely.
I feel like that's
fear
a
of
big
failure.
thing. Yes.
Yep.
It's like, and we have talked about this too, fear of embarrassment. I feel like it is scary, especially in a time where everyone's watching. And with a business, you have to put it out on like social to get attention. And it's such a public thing.
Yeah.
And people can react to it and people can
judge,
throw terrible comments at you. Yeah.
Especially in this world. Yep. There's lots of that. But yeah, I think it's just being willing to put yourself out there and just try something. Just try. All you have to do is give it a try. And even if you fail, so what? You might fail. Like what's the worst that could happen? You know what I mean? So you just have to try.
I know. Failure sounds pretty bad though.
No. I
mean, we're friends of failure.
I was just going to say, how many experiences of failure have we? I mean, you have to be the same, right? I mean, I feel like in our 10 years, there's failure all over the place.
I know.
The feeling of overcoming the failure or even just learning from it always feels more rewarding than the despair, the failure.
It's interesting because as many times as we hear this story on this podcast about running into an obstacle, failing, getting back up, dusting yourself, people always say like, I don't know if I'd want to go through it again, but it was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Yep.
You learn a lot.
And still, like, you find yourself being afraid to go through that. Okay, so lifelong friends decided to start this brand and you went out
from there.
Well, I'm interested in where you went from there, but
how'd Madeline come along?
I'm interested to find out.
Okay, I'll tell you.
Because Madeline is also listed as a founder.
She is
of the company. Okay,
I'll tell you how that happened.
Let's hear about
that. I'll let her. So as we started the business, lots of things happened in between. We started growing the business. I took one marketing course in my accounting background. So I'm trying to, and at the time, this is right when Facebook ads was really starting to happen. So I'm literally I'm taking YouTube courses, like trying to teach myself how to, which I can understand the marketing side of it, but that's also on top of all the accounting, it was just, I was trying to absorb a lot. And I'm also I'm not a microphone. Like I didn't know how to best do that for the business. Tosh was doing the best she could, creating the content, being the face. We just really felt like that was the piece of the business that was missing, was someone who could be we knew what story we had and we knew and what we wanted to do. And we had just introduced the Mommy and Me line and we wanted everyone out there to hear about it. And we're like, how's the best way to do this? And Madeline and I, how long have we played in Bunko? Do you know what Bunko is?
Sure.
Have you heard of it? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So we played in a Bunko group and we had played together.
But I thought, no offense.
No, fine.
I thought much like people of my generation. Like,
do you know what's funny is my mom played Bunko.
Yeah. Okay. Well, makes sense.
We're bringing Bunko back. Yeah. It's cool. We've made it cool. It's the underground networking community of Utah. I'm telling you.
It's an outlet. It's an outlet for moms to go chat and talk about whatever.
For sure.
Away from their kids, away from their spouses, work, whatever it is.
Okay. We're in the
So
Bunko.
we had played together for at least a year, I think, before. And we were just good friends. And she was leaving or had just left her job at the time. And one of my friends was like, just take her to lunch. Let's just go to lunch. Or Tosh was like, just go to lunch. And I was so I played Bunko. I was introduced to Mads through her cousin that lives here in Utah. That's how we were connected. Anyway, she was like, just take her to lunch. And we did. And it was instant connection. She understood everything that we were trying to brain dump on her. And I think we literally left the parking lot and she was the third founder. Third
Is that
owner
true?
of the business. Yes.
Literally.
It literally happened like that.
So how did that occur? What do you mean she was immediately a third founder?
Not technically not founder, but third owner. We made her a third owner. You go ahead.
I can give it to you from my perspective. Yeah. So at this point, the business had been around for 2 years, right? 2.5.
And tell me again,
almost 3.
Started what year?
2015.
Okay.
Yeah, so the business had been around almost 3 years. And it had gone through a couple of phases, figuring out who it was. And right before I came in the picture, they had really nailed it. They figured out who they were, who their niche was, who their customer was, but they didn't have a marketing background. And so when I came in, that was my background, was marketing. I was working at different companies around here, branding, marketing, scaling businesses. And so they wanted me to be a consultant. So I was leaving my job at the time because I just felt this pull that I had something waiting for me. And I was kind of putting my feelers out, meeting with lots of people. What's my next gig? What do I want to do? Do I want my own agency? Do I want to work for other people? What is my move here? I wanted to work in e-commerce. And when they told me the vision of what they wanted to communicate, I was like, this is who I'm meant to be. This is...
You were already, I remember you were already brainstorming. You already had all these ideas in your head and we were discussing it and talking about it. And we were just going back and forth with each other,
I saw it so clearly, these are the steps we need to do to blow this thing up. To make it deserves this idea they have deserves a platform, and we're going to do this thing together. And this is sentimental, but at this time I was always also really seeking female friendship. I really needed some friends. I wasn't from here. I really hit the ground running with building a career here, and I just needed some gal pals and sisterhood. And that was also appealing to me because there was this authenticity about them. The reason they were building it wasn't to be a cash cow. They're we want to help women. We want to connect and we want to do it together. And I'm I want that. And over the years, it's become referring as founder, but technically it doesn't make sense. But I think it's because we considered it a rebirth. It was Ivy 2.0, which now we're on 14.0. But it was such a gift.
We've always been equal. It's we've also, the three of us have never been huge on titles because we all have shared things equally or picked up someone else's slack when they've needed it. Or, it doesn't need to be a tit for tat or any of that. And so I think just the three founders just works for us, Yeah. There's no technicality.
It was wild. I walked out of the parking lot and I called my husband. We were newlyweds. I'm this is what I'm supposed to do. And he's
but they can't pay me.
But so for how much? And I'm
you're our third founder, but we're not paying you anything.
But we'll pay now. So that's the thing. We didn't pay ourselves for years because all the money we made, we just put back into the business because we knew we had this vision and we kept reaching for that next thing, We're okay, to get to the next thing, we need more money, right? So just keep putting the money in. So we couldn't really pay her.
I have so many questions I need to ask. I'm going to try and get them all out in some logical fashion.
Okay.
We'll try to rapid fire.
Yeah.
Well, we'll try and do that. Okay. One of the things I wanted to ask about, you were talking, Madeline, about, you had all of these ideas about how to take this to the next level. Do you remember some of those things?
Oh, yeah.
Like, what were some of the things you thought about where the company was 2 years in and what you thought it could be?
It was all marketing and creative. It was at the time where like influencer marketing was just starting. Social media was becoming very relevant for brands. All like the scrappiest ways to grow a business, because we didn't have a lot of cash, but I knew our demographic that we were going for, like how to talk to them, because it was us. And I had a little taste of it because I had implemented some of these strategies at past jobs, and I knew it would even be like better here because of the product. And so it was all like influencer marketing, like our email marketing campaigns, our product release strategy, how to build a community, like local events, like being really personal with the customer. I had this dream when I was like 15. And this is when I knew I was going to go into like a marketing career. And it's kind of a weird story. Every time I start telling it, I'm like, why am I speaking this into the world? But I had this dream that I was flipping through a magazine, and I got to this page, and it was like a Gap ad. And it was a gal and like a guy like standing in like clothes. But it was like an underwear ad. And like the whole point was to like pull off like a flip book, like you pull it down, and like there was a coupon underneath it. Yeah. It's like instead of underwear, it's a coupon. I don't know. It's weird. But in that dream, I like woke up and I'm like, that's a good marketing idea. Like, this is my career. I'm going to work in advertising.
This was a dream that you had.
This was a dream I had when I was like 15. No, this is a weird dream.
I don't know. She went to school for photography.
Yes. Anyway, so I feel like I've always had a knack for advertising and like how to connect with the customer. I've always been very big on like the age of talking at customers is over. Like, we're not trying to be something to aspire to. We're trying to be something to connect with and relate on. And I feel like at this time, that's what brands were. It was unattainable. Like, you don't talk in DMs with the brand, like you email customer service and hear back in 2 weeks. You're not hearing from founders on comments, and like the times are changing and we want to lead it, but also we want to be part of this movement of women-owned businesses. Like, we want to like show people you can do this, So it wasn't even just about growing our own business. It was like, let's all rally around and do this together. Like, we're girls, like, let's take over the world. And I feel like a lot of my ideas just stemmed around online marketing, social media, and all that stuff. And the product design, I was so excited.
All the things that Tosh and I were not doing.
They're naturals at it.
Right. And did you feel the same that Whitney and Natasha did about this desire to create something that was lacking in the market?
Absolutely. I connected with it.
I think that's where, I think she had so many interviews with other jobs, right? And I think that's where she landed. I remember you literally told us at lunch, I have a whole rack of dresses. Like, she loved dresses. Wow. So she really connected with it. And we were just rolling out the Mommy and Me. And this was before it was, nobody was doing it. No Old Navy, Tarte, like no one was doing the Mommy and Me thing. It was literally just Tosh saying, I have a 3-year-old daughter. I want to see this on her. It would be so cute on her. And the accountant, was like, this is a terrible idea. The margins are going to be terrible on this.
On your calculator. I'm not saying this is adding up.
Such a bad idea. That's why we balance each other, because you have to have multiple people. Cause sometimes it's 2 against 1 or whatever. But they thought it was an amazing idea and we went for it. And it did really well.
I feel like that was a real differentiator in our
Mommy and Me. Do you think that's how people identify Ivy City still? So. Still kind of the mommy and
some.
I've talked to a few people, and that has come up in every conversation. They've done are these, by the way, your own creations?
Always.
You see us in a different dress that we're not doing a good.
Do you guys also do some of the modeling?
Yeah.
I think I've seen that on the...
I don't do it as much because I took the photos for a long time.
Yeah.
I like behind the camera.
Yeah.
But
Hattie's been in a few. Yeah, we'll do stuff together. My girls and I have done a lot of the modeling. Tosh mostly, but we've done a lot. Yeah.
Okay, so what are these particular dresses?
This one's called the Nelly in white denim. They're both part of our summer line. Just fun florals and light.
Those are part of our heritage collection, like our 4th of July. Hence why we're wearing them too.
Oh.
Yeah.
July 3rd.
They're fun. I think that one does not have does that one have a mini? I can't remember.
It sure does. You know who would like these? Benedict, before he was a trader. He would like them.
The truth is, he went over to the British and they're red, white, and blue too.
That's true.
That is true. We're talking about American history here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Benedict. I can't believe you.
Benedict Arnold.
Have you ever thought about naming dresses after historical figures?
We haven't
like
done that. Maybe we should.
The Amelia Earhart or the Bessie Ross.
We are usually inspired by.
We have done like Audrey and
that's true.
Marilyn.
That's true.
Audrey Hepburn and Marilyn.
Yes, some
we're on first name basis with them. But we've named dresses after customers, which is fun.
Do you have wait, Natasha? No, Madeline. You have a dress. There's a Madeline.
Yeah.
Is there a Whitney?
There's no Whitney and there's no Natasha, because this is what happened.
I've been on their case.
Madeline designed that dress, and it is to this day the best seller we've ever had. Yes,
that's amazing.
So I mean, it's always a team.
Yeah, it's a team, but it was inspired by her, hence why it was named Madeline. We all kind of are a little bit more inspired by different designs, and so some of them are a little bit more our own design than the other person.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm about to cut you off.
There's too much pressure. Tosh and I feel like there's too much pressure.
But does Madeline hold that over your head? Like,
no. She tells us to make.
I didn't even finish my question. I didn't even finish. Like
to make our own dresses.
I'm mad about
No, not to make your own dresses. Just like, you guys, maybe you could pull your weight. I've designed the most popular dress in the line. And
we're
you
not
guys
fit for tack ever. That's just not our style.
There's no competitive nothing?
I feel like there is at times, but
I feel like in a healthy way.
In a healthy way, yeah.
We always come back to home base.
I'd kind of like that to be a thing.
Yeah.
Like
be a little more competitive with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no.
I feel like we all have a competitive edge because if we didn't, we wouldn't have grown the business. Because I feel like we're competing with ourselves all the time, and so I feel like we push each other more than compete with each other.
On the competitive side, maybe it's not competitive, but you started the company as a hobby, and 2 years in, now you're like, well, we need to have a creative and marketing person join. So what was happening in that 2 years? What all of a sudden made you think, well, we're not just a hobby anymore. We're going to be a real business?
Because we pushed ourselves. We just felt like we threw it out there and it was really well received. Like the first dress, yes. The first dress we ever put out there, really well received. And we're like, wow, okay, people actually like what we're putting out here. Let's do it again. So we kept trying, but then we felt like we didn't have this platform. We didn't start. I feel like a lot of brands are able to start based on a platform that's already built for them, whether they're a celebrity or an influencer or
they have funding
or no, it's true. Yeah. Like, I feel like that's how, you start based on a platform you already have and you grow that platform even further. We had no platform. We literally launched a website with hardly any Instagram. Like, we just started an Instagram account from zero. I mean, we didn't have, neither Tasha and I were bloggers. So we literally started from nothing. So I think when we were doing all the things we needed to, we were trying to reach people on Instagram. We were trying to build email and SMS, lists. We needed a different way to go about that. And that was the marketing world that I just didn't know. So that's why we brought her on a couple of years later, because we knew it was well received from the people that were seeing it. So we were like, we need a megaphone. Like, how do we get this out? How do more people learn about this? We just didn't know how to do that.
Where were you?
Sure.
And where were you manufacturing all of your products at this point?
At this point, all in China.
Right. And you were doing all of the design?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Tosh and I.
How did you... Okay, so you have zero experience, and how did you...
They're master researchers.
Yeah, I think we just have always been hustlers from the beginning. Like, Tosh would go to the store and she would find a perfect dress in her kid's size that she was like, I love how this fits perfectly on my daughter or on myself. Let's take the exact measurements with a size chart. I mean, we weren't putting together any full tech packs at the time. We had no schooling in that. We didn't know what a tech pack was, So we're just sending measurements to our manufacturers and reaching out to crazy story. We walked at Market, which is it's in Vegas. There's a big market where boutiques, and we were walking on the sourcing side, and we literally were looking for a manufacturer. And we're like, we just need to find one person here that speaks English. Just one person that can speak, because their English was terrible. And we didn't, like I said, we didn't know tech packs. We weren't a big company. So we just needed to find one manufacturer that could understand our lingo, like our newbie lingo, and what we wanted to put out there. And we found a manufacturer. It's crazy. We still use her today. She's also grown her business with us, but we just needed to find one business that could start with us. And also minimums, low minimum.
Person that could speak English is how we decided who we were manufacturing up in the beginning.
Yep.
And that's
she let us only do like 100 or something at a time, like really low minimums.
Orders?
100 dresses, like 100 of one style.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And because you weren't, I think you've mentioned this elsewhere, but you just didn't have a lot of quantity at the time. And so it was hard to find manufacturers who would produce. And
such a small amount. Yeah.
And the mommy and me thing. It was very rare to find a manufacturer that could make adults clothing and children's. They were very specified. Typically, you wouldn't find them in the same house for.
Gotcha.
That was really hard. Like Tosh had to literally handhold the whole process of the manufacturer getting through making these mini sizes. We had so much back and forth of samples, and because we were essentially training our manufacturers, because we couldn't go somewhere else because then we get higher margin or higher quantities,
Yep.
And the margins were already so bad. So we were trying to work with them so they could just go to one fabric supplier. Sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there were advantages to working with one manufacturer, but Tosh had to hold their hand the whole way through it.
And so is the mommy dress and the me or daughter dress, are they exactly the same outside of size?
We've kind of changed it a little bit.
It used to be the exact, but now if we make changes, it's in the benefit of the child.
Yeah, because we're like
simpler for them to put
mommy
on,
dress. You don't want to put that on a little or kid. You know what I mean? We make little changes to make it more like children. Same design,
fabric.
same concept,
same quality,
exact same quality. Yeah, it's not 50% less.
Gotcha.
Better.
We went through the whole retraining of our manufacturers again when we entered the size inclusive market because I don't know how many years ago this was. We decided we wanted to start making plus size.
It was like 4 years ago.
4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah. Right after 2020, I think.
We just started talking like to the customers all the time. What do you guys want? What do you guys want?
How are you talking to your customers? How are you
interacting
with your
customers? We have Facebook group, all social media, through email, customer service, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Local
so
events.
Are you just receiving feedback, or are you proactively
asking for
both? Yeah.
Okay.
Just like, what do you guys want? We're doing this for you. We want to make things that you like. And one of the things we started here is like, I wish you made it in like one size larger or this size. And at the time, there weren't really any other brands like ours that were making things in plus sizes.
Is there a standard? Is there a standard range for women's
large?
For women's clothing or women's dresses or?
Like if you go to market and buy boutiques that go to market and buy packs or whatever, it's small through large.
Gotcha.
That's it.
Yes. And we were so excited about it. But we started reaching out to manufacturers. Like we want to increase our size range on both ends of the spectrum. We want people who are more petite to have options because they don't. And then on the other side, we want people who wear larger sizes to feel part of the conversation. And when we started talking to manufacturers, they were like, oh, we don't do that. We don't have patterns for it. Like we don't do extended sizing. And we're like, well, we're gonna.
Not. Yeah.
And so we had to train them again. Like we figured out all of our size charts. We would bring in different local women and like measure them and have them do fits and like figure it out. And like, we're really going to do this, And I feel like that was kind of almost another kickstart to the brand because the Mom and Me thing put us on the map. And then when we introduced our size inclusion, it put us back out there again because no one was really doing it. There wasn't anyone in Utah doing it, and that was really special to feel like we could provide something that was missing. And not just like from a numbers perspective, like very much emotional.
Community.
And the fact that we offered the Mom and Me, like the amount of messages that we would get of women saying like, I can't tell you how much it means that I get to match my daughter when I normally can't even find a dress I like in my size. That was really special for us because we were creating experiences that didn't exist, and since a lot of other brands have jumped on board and people would be like, oh, does it bother you that all these other brands are becoming size inclusive if that was like something you were pioneering? And we're like, no, are you kidding?
Should be doing
like
it.
This should be the standard. Like we feel grateful that we're part of this conversation, but this should be the standard, not an anomaly. And so that was another big part of who we've become, is offering that.
Yeah.
So did that Did that experience, or as you've gone along, has your has your mission or why you're doing this, has that changed over time? I mean, you talked about like, we just wanted to create something that was lacking in the market. And you had some success, and then you found this other thing that was probably just lacking in the market, like this extended size. So I'm just curious if your mission has evolved over time, and if you still have this core of like, you're your customer, that's who you're marketing to.
That has stayed the same, I will say.
I feel like at the heart of it, it stayed the same. The goal was always to connect and instill confidence and build that relationship. And now we just have more means of doing it. You know, I feel like these different paths of Mommy and Me and size inclusion, they were just paths, like ways to have that connection. But the goal at the heart of it was to build those relationships and confidence. And
do you also feel like do you feel like you're building a community? I mean,
absolutely.
In terms of like,
I think that's to be honest, I think that's what keeps us going when things are really hard. It's like we turn, you know, for the most part back to our community and be like, okay, sometimes it's not always positive. You don't always receive positive feedback, which is fine because that's what continues to make you create and be better, right? And to get that constructive criticism. But I think when everything's hard, you look back at all the positives, like Mads is saying, like that one comment about, you know, someone who never was able to map their daughter. Or we get messages all the time that's like, I wore this to, you know, my brother's funeral, or just like being part of people's weddings, or just like all those heartfelt moments that we're part of. That I feel like is what keeps us going. And that's more of like the why now. Because it's like, oh, we really are like making a difference. Like people really want to be a part of this community, you know, and they connect with each other. I mean, we have people that like we'll throw an event and we'll have people that are part of our groups and they'll fly in and go to lunch with like their friends that they met on this community Facebook page, and they like love it and they hang out together. And it's like we're creating friendships within the community. So it's like not just like a dress company. It's like people are like literally creating friendships through it now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So what would you say, what would you say your mission is? I mean, there's lots of things that you've talked about, like community, building confidence, creating connection. Can you encapsulate that into a mission statement?
We are rolling out our new mission statement with our.
I know, and I want to talk about that too, because you're currently going through. Can we talk about this?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're currently going through a rebranding, which I think is very interesting because when I look at all of your stuff, it seems very put together. But we'll get to that. Okay, so
that's so kind.
Let's talk about
I was like emotional listening to Whitney talk a second ago. Sorry, what was the question?
Can you encapsulate all the stuff you're trying to accomplish into a mission statement?
I have a phrase I personally like to say. It's not like the list on the website as much, but I always like to say, like, over the years, we make dresses so you can make memories. And that's because we're all about connecting, right? We want to connect with our customer, but really, like, we want to pass that baton. So after the product leaves our house, we did our part. We made our connection. Now it's in their lives. What are they doing with the product, right? And the Mom and Me thing, especially, and the making friends in the business, they're wearing those dresses and they're taking pictures together. They're wearing them for a holiday. They're going and doing this thing. And it's like, what is the connection that carries on after it leaves our warehouse? And to me, that's like really like the bigger mission is like, what are they doing with the product once it's out of our gate, you know? And they're making memories together. And fundamentally, like, we personally think that's what life's about. You know, like, we're moms, we have friends, we have husbands, you know, and at the end of the day, a job is a job. And our family, our people, like, they're your why. Yeah. And that's how we've treated the business, you know. And I was thinking about Whitney saying, like, in the hard times, you know, we look back at what the customers are saying and the positive impact. And like the other day, I was having a really hard day, you know, because business is great, but business is hard. And it's a sacrifice every day. And sometimes I forget how almost like abnormal it is what we do like day to day, like trying to carry this business while also raising kids and actively having babies over the last 10 years, like just like popping them out while we're trying to not take maternity leaves all the time. We just keep powering through, and it's like,
take care of this business so we can employ employees.
Yes. Yeah. And some days things go wrong. Like the product came wrong, or it wasn't well received by a customer, or like things were hard at the office that day. And I'm just like crying at home. Like, why is it like this doesn't feel worth it in some moments? Like some moments hit and we're like, this is hard. Like this is heavy. Like I don't feel strong enough for this. Like I didn't start this for the hard things. I thought it was going to be fun. Like these are little stories we tell ourselves. And the beauty of having three of us is like we call each other in those moments and we're like, is this worth it? And then we do things like, the other night, I popped open our reviews, which was a risky thing to do when I was in a negative headspace, because either this is going to help me or this is going to, I don't know, motivate me, I guess. But I start like looking through our reviews platform, and I don't know if like God was with me that day, but like the first 30 reviews that had come through in the last few hours were all just like the kindest things I've ever heard. And I was like, these are real people, like humanized it, because we're an online business. We're not always sitting next to our customer. They're uploading pictures like with their kids and like talking about like, this is my first time wearing it. I've never felt so confident. Like I just had a baby 3 months ago and I didn't think I could still feel cute, but I'm wearing this to the grocery store, like all these things. I'm like, wow, this thing that we're doing that feels impossible at times is having like a real impact, even though it's small. It's like their clothes. Like what could it do? But how you feel is how you like act in the world, So if we're helping people feel like they love themselves a little bit more that day because of what they're wearing, then they're going to love people around them more and hope it carries through.
Spreads. That's our why. Rolled up.
I think I could quote that. Well, let me just ask you, like, I'll give you my perspective. I like to feel like I am presenting myself well in public with what I'm wearing. And I think it does instill confidence in people. Is that personally what you feel? And is that what you've heard from your customers?
I would say yes. Yeah. I feel like just like you said, if you put something on that makes you feel good, you act that way during the day, right? It kind of pulls you out of the grumpiness you may be having that morning, or if something's feeling off, it's like an instant. And like we were saying earlier, a dress is so easy. You can just throw it on. You don't have to it's not putting things together. There's no stress to it, right? You're not like trying to like put together an outfit and not feel stressful. It's like you just put it on and you instantly feel like, oh, I have like a glow to me today sometimes, And I feel like Madeline mentioned, that's what we have heard from our customers, like Matt was saying, the customer who's 3 months postpartum, or we wear our dresses all through our pregnancy, because they really did make us feel better when we were pregnant. We didn't, not to anyone who loves to wear their sweats when they're pregnant. I just love to put on a dress because it made me feel a little bit better that day, about myself. So I think, honestly, I feel like the confidence part, the community, but the confidence part of, like we were saying from the very beginning, trying to find something out there that wasn't out there because it is what we wanted to wear that made us feel more beautiful and made us feel more confident. So that's what we're continuing to do every single day, is just try to put something out there for these women. And we have some men stuff too. But
wait, you only have men's ties?
We've done
a few shirts before.
You have?
Yeah.
I saw the boys' shirts, but I didn't see men's.
We launch them in limited batches.
That sounded like I was...
Like holiday, usually.
That came out so wrong.
We're not professionals in the men's world, so we just dabble into specific times of year when the wives can usually get their husbands to match, or something like that. With
you want to come out
their
and help us do some fittings?
No, listen. I know you think you're joking right now, but I didn't take that as a joke. I'm going to be there, and we're doing fittings. I think it would be fun to have maybe I shouldn't say this because this could be the next great idea.
Oh, yeah.
Like, wouldn't it be cool if I had a shirt, like just a standard blue shirt, but the collar matched my wife's dress?
Cute.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Or the collar
or
and
just
the cuff.
The cuffs.
Little pocket.
Or you could turn over the cuff and there's the...
Oh. Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
just saying. I might have just become the fourth founder.
I've heard someone say, we should do socks that kind of match. The hard thing you run into with socks is just... if it depends on the types of fabrics and the dyes come out differently, but you know, 'cause like this is cotton, this is denim. If you're doing like, you know, anyways, you kind of get that
I'm not looking for the obstacles. I want solutions.
Absolutely. That is true. And I'm always devil's advocate over here, you know.
One of the interesting things that keeps popping into my head is like, I don't know if it was intentional or if you're just like super like lucky, but it feels like there are some, maybe more than some experiences that things just kind of fell into place. Like you happen to find the only English speaking person at market, and she still
thought, and she works.
She still works with you. And then you were like, you and Natasha are like, well, we don't have any. We're 2 years in. We really need to blow this up. And all of a sudden, here comes from the Bunko group.
I know.
You get,
you know what?
Madeline.
I'm going to change it from lucky though, because like we were talking about earlier, I don't know if this was on camera or not. I can't remember, but it's all been on camera. The willingness to try and put yourself out there. So there's a difference between becoming lucky and there's a difference between actually going for something. I feel like that's the biggest difference is I don't feel like you fall into luck. I feel like sometimes you just have to like put yourself out there in order to, I guess you can say we're lucky or whatever. But if we never would have put ourselves out there to even just have the conversation with Madeline and, you know, discuss certain things with her, talk about certain things with her, it never would have happened. You know what I mean? Or like this manufacturer, it was a really long day, really hard day. And we're trying to go back and forth with, lots of people would have just given up, right? You're trying to talk to all these manufacturers and they say, no, we can't do it. No, we can't do it. No, we can't do it. Or you're just hearing no, because that's the only English word that they know. I don't know. But it's just, we just kept going. So I think, I don't know. I wouldn't say lucky. I would say perseverance and just willingness to try and put yourself out there. It's just, we've constantly just been putting ourselves out there. You know,
I'm also a little bit of a woo-woo gal, and I feel like...
Did you say like woo-woo?
Like stars align.
Or Lulu?
Woo-woo.
Woo-woo. Is that a technical term?
Absolutely. As technical as it can get.
Yeah.
And what does that mean?
It just means, you know, the magic essence that you can't pinpoint, but it's there. You know, some people call it God.
The universe.
People call it
God. Together.
The universe.
Yes. Yeah. But I feel like if you are approaching life with genuine authenticity and intention for good, that you're going to find good things and good things will find you. And we're putting out vibrations and we're trying to connect to the good things because the world is hungry for good. I feel like more now than ever, truly. And if you're seeking opportunity with a righteous heart, like you will find it, you know? I always say, like, if you walk out the door looking for someone to help, you'll find someone to help. I feel like it's the same way if you're finding opportunity in life, like to win or to grow or to learn or find something, you know?
We may have had these couple of things where, you know, you say the universe has aligned us and things have aligned, but we've also had a lot of hard challenges, where we're like, why is the universe doing this to us? Like, we feel like we've done everything right. Why is this so hard?
Sure.
By the way, I didn't mean to diminish any of the stuff you've accomplished.
I know, I'm like,
by saying lucky.
There's no,
I know luck here.
It came out, and then I was like,
it's like luck sometimes.
And then does Whitney have a look? Because I felt like I said lucky, and I was like, whoa, yikes.
Do not tell us we're lucky. We just work really hard. No.
Do you feel like that woo-woo thing is why you're on the podcast today?
I think it's half of it.
Just half?
I feel like the woo-woo puts you...
Like you don't feel like the stars align so you
No, listen. Okay. I feel like half of woo-woo put me in the right spot, and then the hard work opened the door.
With following it up.
Like the woo-woo put me in front of the door, and then our own hard work opened it. And there you were.
Hey, I love that.
And there you were.
Wait, I actually really love that. If you think about all of our experiences, it's like we were connected, but it was the hard work that made it happen. You know what I mean? But we aligned.
Yeah.
But from the universe, but got better.
I like
getting daggerized.
And I think this was the right thing for us, because I feel like there's times where I've thought that I was in the right place and I was putting so much effort into something or someone and it didn't pan out. It's like I literally couldn't have tried harder for that, you know? So I also feel like it's knowing when it's working too and leaning in at the right times. You know?
And then maybe not being afraid to
try. Go for it.
The look.
Go into open the door and step through it.
Yeah.
I got that. I got that look.
Matt's probably knows that
Not
look well.
No, I like your looks.
You mentioned that you've had a lot of challenges and maybe you didn't feel like the universe was behind you at times. Do you recall any of those challenges? Can you talk about any of those?
Let me call my therapist.
I'm like,
get her on.
You're on the couch. Here we go.
Which one do you want to talk about?
Personal or business? Because
they all related?
There's no.
Weren't they all related?
Yes.
Yeah. There's so many. Depends on how detailed we want to get. I mean, working together equals,
I'm so sorry.
No, you're
cut you off again.
You're fine.
Look, I was just going to say, I know. I'm going to see. That's going to be a goal. Get the look one more time. I was going to say, okay, so you have a lot of experiences where you had to overcome obstacles. We liked our audience to benefit from, like, maybe they're going through similar circumstances or so. A lesson in overcoming an obstacle, what you went through and how you overcame it.
Do you have one specific? You want me to go?
You can go
with one mine. I hear all the time from people, how are the three of you guys still friends? I mean, because seriously, being in business with your best friends is really hard. And I feel like, you know, there's definitely been our challenges where we disagree, lots of disagreements, or, you know, we're on the same page, we're not on the same page. And I think how we've come through it is just being willing to listen to the other person and accept what they're saying, and then just communicating really well, which I think is easier said than done. But we also, because there's three of us, we balance each other. So it's not being offended if two people are feeling more strongly over that idea than the one. It's like kind of putting your ego aside and being like, okay, yeah, you're right. If the two of you were out, you know, outweighing me, then I think that's what we go for. So
that's difficult. That's hard.
Yeah.
I mean, egos are hard to overcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. I'm trying to think of all the times where we're like problem solving at work, you know, some of the problems like come to my mind. It's really hard. All we want to do is be good bosses, you know, and employing people is such a heavy responsibility that I never imagined. Whitney said it earlier. They never imagined having employees. Like, this was never going to grow past that point. It was always going to be in the house and shipping ourselves, you know?
Well, we also didn't have experience managing a team, right?
Yeah.
And it's a tricky thing because think back to our why, right? We're all about connecting people and providing women with opportunity. And we're like, oh, when we start employing people, we get to do just that. We want to employ other moms, other women, all these things, which we do. But the bigger you get, you have more and more employees, you know, and all of a sudden we found ourselves one day feeling this weight that's like, oh my gosh, all of these people are depending on us for their livelihoods to support their families, you know, like their day-to-day life is here, like in our building. Like this is a responsibility. And sometimes things don't go great in business. Like everyone puts all their energy into this product launch and it just totally flops. And everyone, you're like, okay, we're good. Like, we got to make sure everyone's morale is up and everyone's feeling good. Or like you make the right hire, you make the wrong hire sometimes. And having to make those realizations when you make the wrong hire is like painful when all you want to do is inspire women and build them up. Having to have conversations that's like, you're amazing, but not at this role. Like, I was not built for this, you know? It's really hard. And those are things that weigh a lot, because at the end of the day, like, we just want to make a good mark on the world, and trying to figure out how to put the right people in the right seats. Like, those are, I feel like, daily things that we're trying to navigate.
Yeah. I think I don't know if everyone understands how much too that founders feel about everyone on their team, right? Like Mads was saying, like, you take care of all these people and it weighs heavily on you when you have to move people around or they're not in the right seat because the business is growing. I think that's what's been hard for us is as the business has grown, we've also loved to have our employees grow with us. You know, when we had our first warehouse, it was like my sister was working in the warehouse for us, and then we needed to move into a bigger warehouse and we needed more of an operations specialist, you know, and so then you have to bring in someone else. And so it's like all these challenges that you're like, not everybody can grow at the same pace with the business. So you have to bring in other people. And that's hard. That's hard because we would love to just like have everybody grow at the same pace as the business. But it's just not reality. It's just not what happens, So I think, that has been a really big challenge. And I think giving yourself, overcoming this is also giving yourself a little bit of just love, and trying not to take it so hard. Is probably my biggest advice on that.
Yeah. On the personal side too, like it hasn't been a cakewalk the last 10 years. Like we've been through a lot in our personal lives, like a lot of loss, a lot of learning and navigating. And when you own a business, you can't just say, I'm done. Like today, like this is too hard. Like I'm too sad or I'm too whatever. Like you have to keep showing up for those people. And that's been a whole thing, and that's, again, where it comes in handy having each other.
To lean on each other. I think that's really important, the partnership aspect, especially if you're running a business. Even if there's a CEO, that individual needs a team of people who can be supportive and also provide critical feedback and having open communication. And I've been in that situation in this company, and it's one of the things that I've had to learn is being better at communicating, especially when I'm disappointed,
right?
And making sure that people understand and that I'm listening and understanding as well. So people are your most important asset.
They're the hardest,
and they're the most challenging.
They are. It is. It really is. It is the hardest, the hardest part about the business, I think. But it also is very rewarding, and you create these friendships and. It can also be amazing too, but it is hard. But you do need them. We don't want robots for everything. You need that authenticity and that human personal touch behind things.
Well, when you're talking about showing up, is that something you're thoughtful about? Like, okay, I'm an owner. I'm a founder. I'm successful. I'm a leader. People are watching everything that I do. How do you think about those things, and how do you show up on a daily basis? I
think about that every time I go into the office. I don't know about you, Mads, but it is always the first forefront of my mind, like how I'm presenting myself to the team. I feel like as founders, there's a lot of weight on you as far as how people feel in just going about their day in the office, or how they perceive that the business is doing, or their emotions, I feel like, are kind of connected a lot to the founders. I feel like by us, even when things are hard and really challenging, I don't want to be fake, but I also try to see things, like there's still so much good that can come out of this. So trying to maintain a positive attitude as much as possible, I think is great, because they feel that energy.
Sure.
So they really pick up on your energy. And, it's okay to have down days and like to talk about that and communicate that and how things didn't go right. But I think trying to remember that like you're an inspiration for them. They're inspired, but we're constantly reminded like they're inspired by what we've put together. We get asked all the time, how did you guys do this? Like, I would love to do something like this of my own. Like, so you remind yourself like you're their inspiration. So try to have them also feel inspired by what you're putting out there.
It's really important. And I obviously I've been here a long time, but I also have worked here, and I still work here every day. And so even when I know there are difficult times, if our leadership team shows up like, hey, we understand difficult times, but we're optimistic. We have a plan.
Got this. Yep.
I feel much more like ready to take on the day. And then passing that along to people I'm working with as well. It's super important.
And your employees also, like maybe one day they want to go start their own business. Like they're learning. Like one of the things I've learned too is all of our employees, like I don't want them just coming to work every single day and just working a 9-to-5 job that they don't feel like they're getting anything out of. They, just showing up for that. Like they're putting so much into our business that they should be getting something out of it. They should be learning and growing their own, so that if they have this amazing idea, they can go with it. Or, you know what I mean? So it's like trying to be inspirational for them as they're going about their, day-to-day life. So it doesn't just feel like a monotonous job.
Absolutely. Agreed.
Absolutely.
I have 3 more topics I've narrowed it down to 3. There's like 1,000 up here.
While you're listening, you have other thoughts going on in there.
We can hang all day.
I have 3 more topics. Okay. So I want to talk about your rebrand and why you're going through that.
Okay.
I want to talk about the evolution of your decision-making process with regard to your product.
Okay.
And I want to talk about the challenges and the advantages of being a female-led organization.
Okay, I love all these.
How would you like to take those on? Where would you like to start?
Should we start with the female?
I like to work backwards.
Yeah, I say we start with that one.
Is that working backwards? Just because I named it last?
That's how I thought about it in my head. Well, and how about we end on the rebrand? We start with the female
and then we do decision making. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds
like a lot, Sperly. I'll let Mads chat.
I like
you guys
have also, do you like that we're both in our braces era right now?
She's got Invisalign, and I don't know. I took my band out for this, so there's no band in here, but I am doing Invisalign.
Band included in that? I thought maybe you were in like jiu-jitsu or something, like you had your mouth guard in. I didn't want to say anything.
We don't know you. We have to be prepared. Anything could happen.
I kind of forget I have them in. I have like some jaw issues, realignment of my jaw, so I'm getting that done with some Invisalign.
Did you have like lockjaw?
No, I started to notice I'd wake up in the morning and my jaw would be so stiff, and I think the way I bite at night is bad and it's really off.
Are you a grinder?
Fixing it. I never thought I was, but I might be now.
My dentist tells me all the time that I'm a grinder, and he's made like several different mouth guards, and
you just don't keep them in.
No. I'll try it, and I wake up and I don't have it, and then I'm like, so I just find this like.
Oh, obviously, if I'm wearing them during this, I'm like, Mads knows this about me. I'm like, I will wear them all the time. If someone tells me to wear them all the time, I will wear them all the time. Does that come out? Yeah, they come out. I could have just taken them out. There's buttons on my teeth. So I actually don't like to take them off because they put these little buttons on your teeth to keep them in place.
Yeah.
And they hurt my lips and my gums when I don't have the soft cover on. So I just like to leave them in. I don't feel like my lisp is that bad, is it? Sometimes I'll go to say a word and I feel like I said it poorly, so I need to re-say it.
I haven't noticed the lisp.
And Mads is just so cute under braces over here.
She is.
I never did it, so
we're taking care of ourselves.
It's a rite of passage.
I guess
I'm healing my inner child by getting braces.
That turns into the 4th topic, was the dental, the dental issue.
Okay, we started with that one first.
Speaking of history and dental issues, just one last thing. Yeah. Did you know that George Washington had one functioning tooth when he was inaugurated president of the United States?
He was toothless?
But he had wooden teeth.
No, he had one.
Wait, didn't he?
Well, I just mean so he had no teeth?
He had one functional tooth.
Okay, but were the rest of his teeth still there?
Well, there's some question about that. And no.
Why did I think
he didn't have wooden teeth? It's a fallacy. Like that's the story, is that he had wooden teeth. The truth is that upper class, he was considered upper class, could potentially get dentures. And the way they got teeth was either from deceased or purchasing teeth from lower class who had healthy teeth. They just pluck a tooth out.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how did he get
one of them?
But then he had bad gums too, so they didn't really see.
And the rest of them were purchased or okay.
That's my understanding.
I need to go read about George Washington because Frank really loves George Washington.
If you can unite a nation and you can build that much of community with one tooth, what is stopping you?
No, I'm not kidding. And 2 other things about George Washington that you would never have guessed, or maybe you would have guessed. I don't know. Apparently, women loved George Washington. And I can't imagine with the tooth.
It was a great tooth.
Maybe he didn't just have one. I'm trying to picture. He's not ever smiling. You never see him smile.
Why do you think?
So, but he could have had a full set of teeth if he purchased them all.
Well,
he just had one that was attached.
He probably had some state of teeth.
Yeah.
But not necessarily a full set.
Well, whatever was in there was really working.
Well, here's the other thing. Maybe it wasn't his teeth. Apparently, George Washington was a great dancer.
Okay.
That's why the women loved him.
Right.
Okay.
It was that time.
It's always that. It's always those guys.
No, Mike's grandparents just would always dance. I just loved it.
You did?
Yes.
Do you think... Here's one random question, because I'm running out of time, and because I can only.
3 topics.
What is the most attractive quality in a man? Because you just mentioned like the women loved George Washington because he danced.
I would say sense of humor.
I know. I think that's always right at the top.
They have to be able to laugh. Can't have someone that's serious all the time.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think the right word for it. It's not the woo-woo. I think I just really appreciate someone who's down to earth.
That's not me at all.
I disagree. You have a podcast where you're seeking to learn about other people.
That's true.
That's pretty down to earth.
True. You know, the truth is, like, the podcast is typically supposed to be about like shipping and logistics and business and foundational stuff. And I always get caught up in, because I like to know the personal stories.
Yeah, but isn't that what creates, I mean, doesn't your audience like to listen to that?
I don't know.
More authentic.
That's what I like to listen.
We'll find out how the ratings do on this after, right?
It'll be amazing.
Okay.
It will be.
I can answer those super fast for you. We manufacture ourselves, design ourselves, we fulfill everything ourselves in house. All customer service. We like to have control of the whole process.
The whole thing.
The whole
and I would recommend it.
Customer journey.
The whole customer journey.
Well, we don't manufacture in our own facility, but we don't use a third party in between us. We're working directly with our suppliers.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, we got that out of the way. Can we get back to you?
Yeah.
That's the boring stuff.
Okay.
So,
women.
As a woman.
Yes. Are there, okay. Yes or no? Are there challenges being a female-led organization?
Yes.
Are there advantages to being a female-led organization?
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
Yes to both.
Let's talk about those.
I feel like I didn't realize I feel like it wasn't until later in business where we really started to see where things got harder as we were growing. We haven't talked about this, but we brought on investors like a handful of years ago, and they're great. They're great partners. But it kind of got us into rooms we hadn't been in before.
In a good way?
In a great way. Really good opportunities. And we were interacting with a lot more men than we were before. And just realizing like, in some scenarios, I really have to raise my voice higher to actually be heard. Or I have to prove my worth. I didn't walk in the room qualified. I have to prove it to you.
I also don't think people necessarily thought like, a dress company is like, I don't think they took us quite seriously.
I have a story.
When we're like, we own it. So you own a dress company. Like, I don't think they thought that as like this big business. Yeah.
I have two stories really fast.
It's about like, I'm sorry, did they think of it like a hobby?
Maybe.
Did you get that feeling?
That's what I'm going to lean on.
Okay.
So two things happen. One's Tasha's story and one's mine. Tasha's is better, so I'll tell mine quick.
I know this one.
This happened 2 months ago when we were going to Iowa. Yeah, I was sitting by a man on the plane, and he was asking me about the business, which was so nice. I was asking about his tire business too. It was awesome. And then I told him that we had investors that we brought in later, and he goes, "Oh, you mean your friends' moms and dads?" And I was like, "That's your assumption?" And I'm like, and I was about to like riot, but I decided, you know what? Just going to let him think that. And I'm just going to be over here winning.
Was he the owner of the tire company?
No.
Or was he, do you know?
But he was high up. No, I didn't. But I'm like, that's a bold sentiment. And then he's like, yeah. And my buddy after high school, he started buying t-shirts. And he puts stuff on it, so that's what you're doing. Like, just downplaying it so hard. And I was like, sir.
Yes.
Like it was just a hobby of ours type of thing.
Like the seventh fastest growing business in Utah. Like, we're on the top Inc. 500. Like, but I didn't say it. I just was like, whoa. But it gets worse because Tosh, our business partner, was at the airport with her husband, and they run into a guy that they both knew. And he said, I've been seeing your business has been so successful. And she's like, yeah, like, thanks for noticing. That's great. He turns to her husband and was like, you must be the brains behind it all.
He did not.
And I was
You're making that up.
No. I'm like, are you kidding me? I can't. I like to think we've come, this is 2025. We have come further than this, people. And so there's so many ways that we've made huge strides as women.
Yes.
And I'm so proud of us and so proud of so many women. But then things like this happen that shock me, that I'm like, this is still happening out in the world.
How did he respond to that? You must be
I wasn't there.
Like, I can't remember what Bridger said to him.
I'm sure they just laughed it off.
I think he literally said, no, it's all her.
Yeah, he would.
No, this is all her.
He would point it back.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I can't.
Okay.
It was not our friend's parents that invested in our business. So But
was it like grandparents?
I wasn't.
No grandparents.
Okay, so yeah, lots of challenges.
Yeah. Like Matt just said.
Okay, any other challenges you want to talk about?
About being women running a business?
Yeah, or what are some of the advantages? Like,
I think, you go.
Sorry, I was just going to say, I think connecting with our audience because we're women has been an advantage for us because we put something out there that women are wearing, right? And to be honest, are women not usually the shoppers in the home? Like, I feel like women are usually the spenders and not always, but most of the time, right?
And I mean, I'm hesitating saying things because I don't want to say anything that's offensive to anybody. And
open conversation.
And I already got the look. I don't want that again.
Oh, you mean again? I'm like, I gave it to you again, just Bray. I'm like, what? What did I do?
No. No, I was just going to say, like, women are typically in the household more fashionable.
Yeah.
Like, and more thoughtful about how
they appear, what they're wearing. It's a common thing, shopping.
And it's more like, if it would be rare for someone in the office unless that individual was making fun of me to notice what I was wearing. But I would say that females would be much more open to saying, oh my gosh, you look amazing today.
Yes.
Or I love that outfit.
That's definitely more of a female thing.
Okay.
And I also feel like there's some amazing menswear out there with these amazing men founders. But I think having women founders lead a women like brand, it works so well. So that is definitely an advantage for us because we connect with them.
I think that's a big thing. Is that you're at your core, you're the customer. I keep thinking about that.
Yes, we are the customer.
There's an instant connect.
Yeah,
way. Absolutely. Okay.
Because they're like, oh well, they're wearing it. That's what I would want to wear, right? So yeah, it works that way.
Yeah.
Do you have another thought?
I just think vulnerability is coming to my mind,
which definitely is way more an advantage being a woman because I don't think men do that as much.
Right? Well, and I think we see it as an advantage, but I've heard feedback from men over the years that's like, you got to leave the emotions out of the office.
Yeah.
You know, like, don't take it too personally, but by taking things personally and being emotional about them, like, that is how we've grown the business because that's where passion lies.
I feel like a lot of growth has come out of that.
Right. And you cut to the chase faster. If you're just being honest and vulnerable, then you get to the heart of things quicker. You can solve problems faster. Like, being emotional isn't a waste of time. I feel like it opens doors quicker to solve problems.
Yeah, but it also feels like, especially when you're in a negotiation, if you're being vulnerable, then you're just leaving a lot of stuff on the table. Like, you're going to be taken advantage of.
Yeah, but then once again, I feel like, isn't that how we've grown our business on connection? I feel like you relate to someone more when you connect to them over your vulnerabilities, right? Aren't you closer to the people that you have been the most vulnerable with? So I feel like we establishing this like vulnerability and this connection, even with our customers, creates this like, they want to be vulnerable with us and they want to be, like involved with us more, I guess. We're not just like a brand that they're just like purchasing whatever, like they know us.
Yeah. I think as much as I've heard about things like that what you just said hit home more than any other description of it.
Oh,
and
I love that.
The being closer to the people you're most vulnerable with. I think that's really important. In fact, I think that's going to be our next clip that goes viral. It sounded like the decision-making process early in the life of your company was like, well, this is nice. I like this.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Totally.
Literally, I picture us with sticky notes in Tasha's house. We're like, what do you think? Should we order 200 of them?
Also,
maybe 220.
You're going to die because the CFO and I used to sit, it would be like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night. We're going through like how many we should, I'm not joking you. We were going through like how many we should order. Yeah, I think about maybe like 600 of this one. That feels about right. Maybe, no, we're not joking.
It was all gut feeling.
Because
super intuitive.
We are like,
but we held a strong EBITDA. So
yeah.
And it wasn't luck.
Look at you. You're not even an accountant.
She knows that because I held them to that for so long. But I feel like a lot of it was gut instinct. I will say about business, what we've learned too is you can't let your gut, like you have to always have your gut present. Because
so you're saying don't disregard it.
Don't disregard it. Because we have definitely become more, we're obviously data driven. I mean, we're not stupid. We're building a bigger business. So you have to be more informed. We have all this data. We have a full process now, right? Like everything runs through a full process with making those day-to-day decisions on the products. But you also have to go with your gut a little bit. I feel like that's how you get the next big winners. And
it's
that's
an art and a science.
It is. It really is. And I feel like when we do have challenges that way, it's when it's like all data. And it's like, no, you need to take a step back and be like, okay, how did you actually feel about that decision? Like, what was your gut telling you? You've been doing this for so long now. What would your audience really like to, like there's just so much that goes into it other than just the processes of,
I would also say that women are more intuitive. That is maybe a superpower in terms of making like a gut-based decision. Yeah. So let's put that in the advantage column.
Yeah, I agree. I hope we need to take some notes after this. So I can look, I need to watch this back, so we can look at all those.
Being intuitive is just being a good listener to yourself.
But you do, so we at eHub, we are always trying to provide our customers with data. So they make decisions based on whatever.
Which you have to have. We have data for everything, right?
So that's the evolution, is that you from like, should we order 180? No, make that 200.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. To actually making, as your business grows and you're dealing with a lot larger numbers, you have to have the data, right?
Yes.
So we have full processes. We have, we have full teams now that analyze the data. We analyze post launches, and we do part of our surveys
conversation.
We have all that stuff in play now. But when we're doing a purchasing meeting, when we're actually sitting down as a team deciding what we're going to purchase, we do a lot of that is data, and some of it is still gut. Like, okay, I think this one could be the next big winner. I think this one could be the next big winner. Like, you have to be willing to take a risk on something. You can't just stay stagnant with what the data is always telling you, because then you're never going to get the outlier, right? It's always just going to stay the same.
If you were to put a percentage on it, could you say 70% of the time when I've gone with my gut, that's a winner? Or would you say, no, it's only 30%?
I would say it's 50-50. Yeah. I feel like sometimes we want something so badly and it doesn't work. And that's another blow to the ego sometimes, because you're like, dang it. And you don't want to be the one that's wrong.
This was going to be the one.
Yes. You don't want to be the one that's like, dang it, I pushed for that so hard. And now everyone's looking at me and being like, I told you that one wasn't going to be good. The data told you it wasn't going to be good. But it happens, I feel like. But then you always get the one that does blow up, that you're like, hey, only 50% of the people thought this was going to be a great idea. And it was. So
let me ask you about Madeline's design, the most popular in the history.
The Madeline dress.
The Madeline. Yeah. Was that a gut, or was that a feedback data-based decision?
I don't really think it was feedback.
That was early in the business, so we weren't doing data diving yet. That was just like,
that was totally like
personal desire. I want to dress like this.
Yeah. But it continues to still be the best dress because it hits so many points. Like, it's stretchy. So this goes into our rebrand. Should we do kind of like a little thing into the rebrand? Okay. So we've had this style of dress that we've done for we've probably been doing it for 10 years. It's like a smocked dress, which means the dress is stretchy. So you can size up, you can size down. It's really comfortable. You don't need a zipper, like
nurse in it.
You can wear it being pregnant. You can wear it postpartum. You can, it's so many advantages of a style of dress, because you're spending, money on a dress that you can wear all the time, essentially. You don't have to, it's not like you ate too much at dinner and your dress is too tight, or you know what I mean? You lose weight and it's not going to fit you. It like literally lives with you throughout these stages.
Wow.
Because it's stretchy. And so we've been doing it for so long. So part of our rebrand is we're renaming this collection of our dresses that are stretchy called the Ever Dress. And these are the dresses that we are presenting as like, we wear them for every occasion. You can wear them they're also a little bit more, they're not as dressy, like they're dressy, but they're a little bit, I run an errand in it, or I can wear it to church, or I can wear it to like you can kind of do whatever you want.
It's like for everyone, every occasion.
It fits everybody. Like, it's really size inclusive, so it fits everybody, even little babies in this little, one that they can get it big in. So this is so the Madeline was one of the original smocked Ever dresses that we designed. And so it fits perfectly into this new rebrand.
Okay. I've gone through a lot of your stuff. Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm familiar with it.
Yeah,
and
with that style.
Well, I can't determine why a rebrand would be necessary.
That's
it's
kind of you.
That is
it's
really
all
nice of you.
very well. Like it feels
like it has a story. It feels.
It doesn't
cohesive.
feel like a commercial website.
Yeah.
It feels very personal. Mm-hmm. You guys are all prominent. The photography is really good. The layout is nice.
You're so nice.
I mean,
thank you so much.
Because
I feel
welcome.
like we've worked so hard on that. Mm-hmm. And honestly, like Matt said, the rebrand is part of like, we're growing and we want the business to grow with us. We have some really big goals this next year for us. Like we are looking into getting into wholesale. And so we're just trying to elevate things a little bit more. We've always been e-commerce and we want more people to find us. And as you know, with the e-commerce world, it's so saturated now. Like I feel like 10 years ago, it was a totally different,
absolutely.
You know what I mean? And trying to find your place for ads and just even emails and everything is so competitive now. So I think getting more eyes on us physically because our product is so good that I feel like people are missing out to when they can only see it online. We want people to be able to see it in person and feel it and try it on. And, our customers, they take a chance on us by purchasing for the first time, right? Because they don't know how it's going to fit. They don't know what the quality's like. They are taking that risk. We just want to take a little bit of that risk away and get more eyes on us and do wholesale. We also want to do a lot more retail. We're looking into doing more retail stores this year. And I think we just wanted to be a cohesive brand that kind of feels elevated as we move into this next chapter of IB, as we introduce, wholesale, retail, all the things.
I would say the rebrand is half passion project and half what we see is a necessity to scale. And so the passion part I was talking to you about is we've grown a lot as humans and friends in the last 10 years. We've learned a lot, and our style's changed a little bit. Mm-hmm. Our brand has always been very girly, and we're women now. Mm-hmm. And so we're trying to reflect that a little bit more with the rebrand. We have new logo, new fonts, new color palette. But it still is Ivy. Like we're not departing because it's working. We just want to give it a glow up.
Yeah. It was just very youthful. And now we're just, we're maturing and we want it to mature with us.
Well, I mean, your core is aligning with your audience and you're the audience. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so
exactly.
That makes sense.
Yep. Exactly.
As you evolve, so
I think it's fun. I think it's been fun. I think
it's been really fun.
It's been really fun. Like the creative, it's like we've been doing this business for so long and it's like we're doing this new creative storytelling that kind of reunites this like spark within us. So it's like fun to tell, like it just kind of, I don't know, it's exciting and we're hoping it's really well received too, that people can feel that excitement and that's, new story that we're telling.
Our why hasn't changed. It's just, it has more layers now.
It's evolving. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. Just growing up a little bit.
Yeah.
Good for you guys.
Well, thank you.
I've so enjoyed talking to you.
We've loved this.
Thank you so much. I could spend a lot longer, and I know you have to get to a rodeo, and you probably have something really important you need to do.
My husband's got the kids, so I'm just, this is a break.
So you're going to the rodeo too?
Yeah, I'm going to that.
We went last year at the same time.
We did.
On accident.
That's right.
Well, big things in the future. I mean, it's already big. I don't what you've created is unbelievable, but it sounds like it's just going to keep going. So continued success.
Thank you.
I hope you'll come back and see us sometime and give us an update on the rebrand and everything else that's happening in your lives. And I mean, I think we should get Natasha on here to tell,
I think you guys would love her.
To tell her side of the story.
Yeah.
I think you should.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do that.
Ask her why she wanted to start a business when she had 3 young kids and her husband was in grad school.
Yeah, what was that? Is there a thing like you get this extra burst of energy, you have all these, and you're like, I got to do something else?
I don't know.
We don't know how to stop.
I don't know. But
good for you.
Go get her.
Great stories. Amazing insight. I think people are really going to get a lot out of this podcast. I really appreciate you being here.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to the Know Your Ship podcast presented by eHub. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review.